It's finally winter time. You can bet it's going to snow at some point this year. When it snows, I love how all of the snow falls on the branches and everything looks so clean and white and bright. These snowy, wintry landscapes are quite breathtaking. In art, landscape is a picture of land. Usually, landscapes use perspective, which is an art technique that creates the illusion of space and depth. It helps things to make them look 3D. Perspective uses converging lines and a vanishing point on the horizon line that makes objects appear smaller the further away they are. A horizon line is where the land and sky meet. The vanishing point is the point where all the lines disappear. And converging lines are lines that all go back into space where the vanishing point is. I was even able to take this landscape photograph and find where the horizon line, vanishing point, and converging lines are. Let's make a winter scene with a car or a truck. You're going to get a black piece of construction paper, write your name and your class code on the back using an oil pastel. Then we're going to flip our paper over. You're going to start with the ground. So if you want it to be snowy, you'll use a white oil pastel. And I'm going to draw a curved line that goes from one corner to the other corner. So think of kind of like a hill. Then I'm going to use the side of my oil pastel and color in the hill. All right, now it's time to think about some details in your background. I'm thinking maybe some evergreen trees. So on my hill, I'm going to draw a straight line, and if you think about evergreen trees, their needles, or their leaves, which are called needles, get bigger towards the bottom. So they start off small on the top and wider at the bottom. I'm just going to use my green oil pastel to add some trees in. So next to the tree that I just added, I'm making a smaller tree so that it looks like it's farther away back into space. So I just drew a straight line, and then I'm kind of sketching in some of those needles, pine needles, that get they're smaller at the top and bigger towards the bottom. And then I just added a white on top of it to make a lighter color, which is called a tint. Anytime you add white to a color, you're tinting it and making the color lighter. So I'm going to draw another one on the other side. It's totally up to you guys. You can think, are there any other details you might want to add in your background? How many trees do you want to have? And I'm just kind of coloring in all of those black spaces. And then using the white on top of it to create that tint. And it also kind of gives it a snowy look, like the snow just fell on the leaves. And then next to it, I'm adding a smaller tree again. And you can start to see that that looks like it's going back into space further. So the smaller you draw your object, it looks like it's further away. Objects that are closer to you are larger. now that we're finished with our background, we need some sort of car or vehicle for this winter scene. So I have a white paper. You can put it either way you want. I want to show you guys a few different ideas about cars. So when you're looking, if you kind of look at the cars, decide which shape each part of the car is. And if you notice, most of the time, they're the same. There's like a rectangle, maybe a smaller rectangle on top, and then maybe a trapezoid on top. See, this car is a little more curvy, so it has a little bit of curved edges. Even if you're going to draw the back, you might decide that you want to draw the back of the car, leaving in the distance. You have similar shapes. Even with a truck. This is a little bit of an older truck, so it has more of a rounded edges. It still has similar shapes, and don't forget about that little bumper down there. And the same thing, a newer truck, this is the back view of it. It just has more sharp edges. So you have to decide, are you drawing a car or a truck? I think I might try to draw this truck. So again, if you think about it, the basic shape is almost like a rectangle. On the bottom, I'm gonna leave that, and I'm actually gonna draw a straight line and then turn it into a very skinny oval for the bumper. And then on the top, it looks like, at least in this picture, it kind of has a little bump on top. And then the cab of the truck, I honestly made it a little bit bigger just so that I can actually fit some people in here. And then don't forget about the tires. And you can even add a zigzag line to give the tire treads, give it a little bit of extra detail. And then you have to decide, I totally forgot the mirrors. So some of the mirrors are more shaped like rounded. You're gonna notice this mirror has like a really long skinny, I don't know what that part is, and then it extends to the mirror. So really the mirror is kind of up to you. I guess on this one I'll draw, I'm still gonna keep it kind of like a square mirror. And then I can go back and change it if I need to. And then you need to decide like on details. Is it gonna be the front or back of your truck? What might that look like? Are you gonna add a license plate? Are you gonna add lights? The grill, it's totally up to you. Think about how you wanna decorate it. Do you wanna keep it like winter? Maybe there's snow on top of it, or do you maybe want to add some details to make it more like a Christmas car? So I created this paper, and it kind of has some ideas to show you guys what I mean. So these are more to make it into a Christmas vehicle, but you do not have to do that. So you can think about what's inside or who's inside. So this one has like a Christmas tree, some gifts, there's people, and then they have just some Christmas lights on it. You can think about, do you want like winter or Christmas characters driving in it? So here's a snowman, little reindeer guy, a wreath, I don't know, Santa and an elf, and some candy canes. So you guys kind of decide what you want to do with it, how you want to decorate it. I think for this one, we're gonna draw the front of it, and I think that I might do, I'll do some candy canes. Maybe on the inside it has, I don't know, maybe on the inside it has an elf. And then don't forget, I forgot his ears. He's in his ears because he's an elf. So don't forget like the seat that's in the back. anything you want to add. This does not have to be Christmas related. It could be completely winter related. It is totally up to you. Maybe you want to add decorations on the top. Whatever you guys want to add. I'll add maybe a smaller elf. You know, tiny elf. Steering wheel. This guy's gonna be driving. All right, once you are finished drawing all the details, then you can grab your Sharpie and trace. All right, and now it's time to trace your pencil marks with Sharpie. I'm going to get out my eraser now and erase all of my pencil marks. All right, now it's time to color your awesome, amazing vehicle. You can use crayons, colored pencils, or markers. Once you're finished coloring, it's time to safely cut out your car or truck. Once you've decided where you want your car to go, you'll put some glue on the back. Try not to get too much, just a little outline will be just fine. And then you can glue it down, kind of pushing it with a gentle pressure. Rub any extra glue you have off into your hands and it will peel right off. Now, if you want to add details like snowflakes, you can use a white crayon, white oil pastel, white colored pencil, any details, sun, moon, whatever you want to add. So excited. I can't wait to see your final creations for your winter scene.